All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Peace and safety to the hopefully elect. All the sincere Akim scattered throughout the four corners, pushing the Heavenly Father's word in sincerity and in truth. And for the ones who don't know Yahweh, that's the name of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God. And Yahweh Shai, that's the name of the only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. And basically this various topics, man. As you know, in the news you see Donald Trump kicked off 2020 by killing one of the high-ranking officials, Iranian high-ranking official, military official, and basically declared war on the Persians, man. Okay, and they vowed revenge. So basically, that's a act of war, man, of Donald Trump basically declaring war on the Persians, man. Let me see. Let me get a precept. Book of Matthew 24, and start at verse 3. It says, "And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privily, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? And Yahweh Shai answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you." All right, and remember that world in the book of Revelation, chapter 12, is being deceived by that red dragon, the devil, and Satan. And we know who that's referring to. So it said, "And ye shall hear," Salah, verse 5, "For many shall come in my name." And you got guys with the Bible, people with the Bible, all right? Edomites, heathens, and you so-called Negroes alike, coming in the Lord's name, teaching lies, man. Okay? So it says, "For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Yahweh Shai, and shall deceive many." And shall deceive many through these religions. All right? You got the Catholics. All right? You got Baptists. You got the Jehovah's Witness. You got the Mormons. All right? You got Egyptology. All right? The conscious community. All right? You got all type of ways that people are being deceived with the Bible, man. All right? So it says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars." And that was a declaration of war, man. He declared war on the Persians, man, by killing one of their high-ranking officials, man. Okay? By killing one of those high-ranking officials, and those Iranians vowed revenge, man. So basically that's what it's referring to. You shall hear of wars, all right? Because that's, like I said, that's an act of war, and rumors of wars, all right? Read knowing it says, "See that ye be not troubled." And this is Yahweh Shai, it's written in the red, "See that ye be not troubled," referring to the elect. Why? Because the elect is going to be delivered from those troubles, all right? Remember in the book of Job, let's try to get that. Book of Job. Let's see. Book of Job, chapter 5. The book of Job, chapter 5. It says, verse 18, "For he maketh sore and bindeth up, he woundeth, and his hands maketh whole. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles." And the thee that's going to be delivered is the elect, man. That's why in Matthew he say, be not troubled, man. It says, "Deliver thee in 6 troubles, and 7 there shall no evil touch thee," referring to the elect. All right? Those that believe, the world in John 3:16, that believe in the Lord, man. Okay? Remember, that's who he was sent for. So it says, "In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword." All right, and that he's referring to the elect. That's who's going to be delivered, man. All right. So let's see, verse 21. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it comes. All right. So the elect is not troubled about what you see in the news. Everybody talk about World War III. All right. Remember, you're gonna hear wars and rumors of wars. All right. But the end is not yet, because the Lord is gonna. When the Lord returns, that's when the end is. All right. So reading on, it says, "At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh," referring to the elect. All right. The same word in John 3:16. "Neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth, for thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. And thou shalt know that thy tabernacle shall be in peace." All right, the tabernacles of David, man, the elect. Okay. It says, "Thou shalt know that thy tabernacle shall be in peace. Thou shalt visit thy habitation, and shall not sin." All right, and that's referring to the elect. All right, so basically, let's go back to the book of Matthew, chapter 24, and start at verse 6. It says, "And ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled." All right, why? Because the Lord's going to deliver the elect, man. All right, that's who the Lord basically died for, man. The Lord didn't shed his blood for everybody on the earth. That world in John 3:16, that's referring to the elect. Remember, it say, "To those that believe it." All right, "Whosoever believeth in him shall not perish." All right, so the elect is not troubled by what you hear in the news going on. All right, so it says, For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." All right, because Yahweh Shai is going to bring the end of this rulership of the so-called white man dominion. All right. So reading on, it say, all these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you. And this is referring to the elect, those the followers of the Lamb, man. It's not referring to everybody on earth, man. All right. "And shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake." All right, for my name's sake. So we know that's only dealing with the elect, man. So let's go to the book of Luke. So the elect is not troubled by what you hear in the news going on, man. All right. This is the book of Luke in chapter 17 and verse 26. It says, "And as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the days of the Son of Man. They did eat, drink, they married wives, they were given into marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark." Until the day that Noah entered into the ark. "And the flood came and destroyed them all." All right, so it's the Lord himself that's going to bring the destruction. So you're going to hear wars and rumors of wars, man. All right, remember, the end is not yet. But the elect is not troubled. Why? Because the Lord is going to deliver the elect out those troubles. All right. So it says, likewise, meaning in the same way. All right, in the same way like we just read, likewise also as it was in the days of Lot. They did eat, drink, they bought, sold, they planted, they built. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven. All right, fire and brimstone. All right, and that's referring to the volcanoes, man. All right, Job 41, Leviathan, man. All right, that's what that was referring to, because when you look up the word brimstone, it goes back to the word sulfur. All right, so that's when the end gonna come, when the Lord rain fire and brimstone upon this place, man. All right? Not those wars and rumors of wars that you hear about in the news, man. Okay? So it says, but the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. Just like in the time of Noah. And that's what Yahweh is sending Yahweh Shai back to do this time. All right? In like manner. So the same way during the time of the time of Noah, all right, and in the time of Lot, it's going to be the same way when the Son of Man returned, man. All right? This time it's not going to be with water. It's going to be with the fire and the brimstone, the four judgments of the Lord, man. All right? Those four horsemen. All right? Even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. So the same way the Lord returned and destroyed them all during the time of Noah, during the time of Lot. It says, verse 30, Luke 17 and 30, even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. All right? He's going to rain fire and brimstone upon Babylon, man. All right? And that day, he which shall be upon the housetop, and his stuff in the house, let him not come down to take it away. And he that is in the field, let him likewise not return back. Remember Lot's wife. Remember Lot's wife. And that's for all you wicked Israelites women. All right? That's something you need to consider. Remember Lot's wife. All right? Whosoever shall seek to save his life shall lose it. And whosoever shall lose his life shall preserve it. I tell you, meaning lose your life in this world, man. All right? Whoever trying to be something in this world, a friend of the world, is an enemy to the Lord. Remember that. All right? So whoever trying to save his life in this world shall perish, man. All right? And whoever shall lose his life, all right, in this world, things of this world, all right, shall preserve his life, shall obtain that everlasting life. Those are the ones that's going to be delivered. All right? That's the world who Yahweh Son, Yahweh Shai back for. All right? So it says, whosoever shall seek to save his life shall lose it. And whosoever shall lose his life shall preserve it. I tell you, in that night there shall be two in one bed, and one shall be taken, and the other shall be left. All right? So the Lord is not coming back for everybody, man. Only the elect. All right? Only the elect, man. All right? Those that follow the Lamb wheresoever he goeth. All right? Not those who trying to preserve their life in this world, man. All right? Remember, he coming back to destroy them. All right? Let's read on. It says, two women shall be grinding together, and one shall be taken, and the other one left. Two men shall be in the field, the one shall be taken, and the other one left. And they answered, referring to the apostles, and they answered and said unto him, where, Lord? And he said unto them, whatsoever the body is, thither will the eagles be gathered together. So basically that's a mystery, man. All right? Where are these people in Luke 17, the ones that's taken, where are they going to go? That's what the apostles asked. But the Lord spoke to them in parables, all right, which is a riddle, all right? He said, wheresoever the bodies is, referring to bodies, the carcasses, the dead bodies is, there where the eagles be gathered. All right? So let me get a precept in the book of Ezekiel and show you where the eagles going to be gathered, man. Where these people going to be taken. All right? Let's see here. So in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 38, dealing with Gog and Magog. But I'm going to start at verse, let's see. So look here, Ezekiel 39, and I'm going to start at verse 11. And it says, and it shall come to pass that in that day, the same day we just was reading about, man, in Luke. All right, that's the day that I will give unto Gog a place of graves in Israel. So that's where the bodies are going to be gathered, in Israel. All right, because when it refers to Armageddon in the book of Revelation, remember it said a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon. It's a place, man, in Israel. All right, and that's the mystery of Luke 17 when it talks about when the apostles asked the Lord, where are the people going to be taken? All right, and the Lord gave them the riddle. Wherever the bodies is, that's where the eagle's going to be gathered. Let's prove it further. But it says, and it shall come to pass in that day that I will give unto Gog a place there of graves in Israel, the valley of passengers on the east sea, and it shall stop the noses of the passengers, and there shall they bury Gog there in Israel, Armageddon, north of Manasseh, man. When you look at it on the map, that's a place in Israel. So it says, bury Gog in all his multitude, that's Gog and Magog, in all his multitude, and they shall call it the valley of Hamagog. Let's see. Let's see. Let's get another precept. Jump to chapter 38. Chapter 38. Ezekiel. Chapter 38 and let's see where I want to start at. Let's start here, chapter 38, Ezekiel chapter 38 and verse 11. This is a lot. Let's see. So I want to get all that meat off that bone, dealing with Armageddon and where those people going to be taken in Luke and Luke 17. All right. Remember it said wherever the carcasses is, that's where the body's going to be gathered. Let's prove that it's talking about carcasses, bodies. Let's go back to the Matthew 24. And then we're going to jump back to the Ezekiel. So this is Matthew 24. And let's start at verse 27. It says, for as the lightning cometh out the east and shineth into the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be, meaning the Lord is going to come from the east. For whatsoever the carcasses is, now those carcasses is those bodies. In Luke 17, remember the riddle, the parable that the Lord told the apostles. They asked them, where are these people going to be taken? And the Lord said, wherever the bodies is, that's where the eagle's going to be gathered. All right? Ezekiel chapter 39 show you where those bodies are going to be gathered. In Israel, all right? Armageddon, man. North of Manasseh. So, it says, verse 28, Matthew 24:28, for whatsoever the carcasses is, that's those bodies, those dead bodies, there will the eagles be gathered together. All right, so that's Ezekiel, the prophet Ezekiel, when it talks about burying Gog and Magog, which is that the nations, all right, which is the nations. So it says, immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the power of heaven shall be shaken. And then shall appear the Son of Man from heaven, talking about the Lord himself, all right? And that's the end, all right? Not when you hear the wars and the rumors of wars. So it says, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the cloud of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. All right. So the Lord is coming back to bring the destruction. He's coming back first of all with power and glory to bring the destruction, like we read about in Luke. All right. Remember during the times of Noah and Lot. All right. He said in the same way. All right. In like manner, he's coming back to do the same thing. All right. So, and to deliver his elect. All right. And that's what it's all about, the Lord's elect. All right. That instrument in the book of Isaiah chapter 54. All right. That the Lord brought forth, a.k.a. the Smith. So, basically, that's the mystery to Luke 17, man. All right. That's where those people are going to be taken, man. All right. Let's read it again. Ezekiel 39. Ezekiel 39. Let's start at verse 11. And it shall come to pass in that day that I will give unto Gog a place there of graves in Israel. All right, in Israel. Let's get another precept. Go to the book of Revelation. Let's see. And show you that that Gog and Magog, that's referring to Salakia, that Armageddon is referring to Israel, man. It's not dealing with a event, man. It's a place, man. Remember, he said a place there of graves for Gog. Let's see. You have many private interpretations, man, of what that's referring to. All right, so that's the mystery, man. That's the mystery. That's what's is referring to in Luke, man. That's the answer to what the apostles asked the Lord, man. Let me see. That same red dragon, man, Gog and Magog, that's just the nations, man. All right. When you look up that word, it goes back into the party of Christ, man. Meaning those who oppose Yahweh. Those in Revelations chapter 12 that's going to fight against the Lord and lose, man. So this is Revelation. Chapter 16, verse 16, it says, and he gathered them, all right, referring to all those nations, Gog and Magog, because when you go into Ezekiel chapter 38, it says, O son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Mechith, and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, thus saith the Lord power, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Mechith, and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws. And I will bring forth all thy armies, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even great company of bucklers, with shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, and that's the Iranians, man. All right, basically who Donald Trump declared war against, the Persians. Ethiopia, Libya, with them. All of them with shields and helmets, Gomer and all his bands, and the house of Togarmah of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. All right, so that's Gog and Magog, man, not just Esau, man. That's referring to all the nations together. That's a party. All right, you have to look up that word. It's referred to mountains. The mountains meaning governments, man. Those governments that oppose Yahweh rule, coming back to rule. So this is Revelation 16 and 16. And it says, and he gathered them together in a place, and we read where that place was in Israel, called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon. All right, when you look up that word Armageddon and do your research, it's north of Manasseh. All right, the same place where those in Luke 17 gonna be taken, man. All right, and that's the mystery, man. All right, remember precept upon precept, not precept upon what Esau say, man. Not precept upon article. It's precept upon precept. Okay, so let's read that again. Revelation 16:16. And he gathered them together in a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon. All right, and that's that place, man. Now let's get the end. All right, gonna stay in the book of Ezekiel. Remember, you're gonna hear wars and rumors of wars, but the end is not yet. All right, we're gonna show you the end, man. And it's not through the nuclear missile hoax, man. That's a hoax. All right, a hoax by Esau to get you to fear him and not the Lord, man. Okay. So going back to the book of Ezekiel, chapter 38, and we'll start at verse 21. And I will call for a sword against him throughout all the mountains, saith the Lord of power, Yahweh, even men's sword shall be against his brother, and I will plead against him with pestilence and with blood, and I will rain upon him and upon his bands, Gog and Magog, those nations we read about, all right? And this is the end right here. And upon many people that are with him, an overflowing rain, great hailstones, fire and brimstone. All right, fire and brimstone. All right, so that's the end. All right, not this wars and rumors of wars you're hearing about in the news. All right, not the so-called nuclear missile hoax, which is a hoax, man. All right, the Lord is going to bring the end of this of Babylon rule. All right. So it says, and I will magnify myself. I will magnify myself, and that's why the Lord is bringing it. All right, and that's why he's not going to use the nations and their missiles, man. He's going to use pestilence. All right, he's going to use pestilence, fire, and brimstone. The same way he did during the time of Noah. The same way he did in the time of Lot. All right, when he brought down the Egyptians, what did he use? He used the elements, man. All right, not no missiles, man. All right, so it says, I will magnify myself and sanctify myself, and I will be known in the eyes of many nations, and they shall know that I am the Lord. All right, so the Lord basically saying these nations gonna put some respect on his name. All right, after he bring that tribulation, man. And remember, the elect don't have to be troubled, man. Why? Because the Lord is going to deliver them, man. All right. Now I spoke of that instrument in the book of Isaiah, because you have private interpretation that's Smith is referring to Esau, man, and his scientists, man, building nuclear weapons. Like I said, that's a hoax, man. All right, that's a hoax to get you to fear the so-called white man and not Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. All right. He don't have the power to destroy nothing, man. The Lord coming with power and great glory. Remember that. All right, to deliver his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven, from the other. All right, and those are the ones that's not troubled. All right. Let me see. Let me get that. Before I read that, let me get this Revelation 1 and Revelation chapter 1 and verse 3. It says, blessed is he that readeth the Bible, not all those books, because I like to ask, how many books did the Lord read? How many books did the Lord read? None. All right, he just had the words of Yahweh, man. And we're commanded by Yahweh to hear Yahweh Shai and keep his words, man. All right, that's the order, man. All right, so blessed is he that readeth the Bible, man. And they that hear the words of this prophecy. All right, this prophecy. Remember, no prophecy of the scriptures up for any private interpretation, man. Precept must be upon precept, not precept upon article, man. Not precept upon what your elders say. All right? And keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. All right? Keep those things that's written therein, those mysteries, man. All right? That mystery I just revealed to you in Luke 17. The apostles asking the Lord, where are those people going to be taken? And the Lord gave him a riddle. He said, he gave him a riddle. He said, well, so the bodies be gathered. All right? And we read where the body's going to be gathered. In Israel, Armageddon. A place in the Hebrew tongue called Armageddon. All right? So that's where those people are going to be taken, man. All right? So, let's see here. Keep those things that's written therein, man. Nuclear missiles not written in the Bible, man. That's a hoax. Let me get this Isaiah, show you who the instrument is. Like I said, it's a private interpretation that the Smith is referring to Esau, and the instrument is the missiles, man. That's madness, man. This is Isaiah chapter 54 and verse 16. It says, behold, I have created the Smith. And the Smith is referring to Yahweh Shai, man, the Lord himself. I can prove that. Let me get a precept and prove that. Let me see. The book of Malachi. The book of Malachi. Let's see. The book of Malachi. Let me see. Book of Malachi, chapter 3. Let's start at verse 1. It says, behold, I will send my messenger, and he shall prepare the way before me. And the Lord whom ye seek shall suddenly come to his temple, even the messenger of the covenant whom ye delight in. Behold, he shall come, saith the Lord of hosts. But who may abide in the day of his coming? And who shall stand when he appeareth? For he is like a refiner's fire. All right, he is like a refiner's fire and like a fuller's soap. And he shall sit as a refiner and a purifier of silver. And he shall purify the sons of Levi and purge them as gold and silver, that they may offer unto the Lord the offerings in righteousness. Okay, so the Lord is the Smith, man. Let's get another precept. Now let's go back to the Isaiah 54. Isaiah chapter 54 and verse 16. Behold, I have created the Smith. All right, you know that's referring to the Lord, the refiner, the purifier, that bloweth the coals in the fire and bringeth forth an instrument. All right, an instrument now, according to the One West flunkies, this instrument is the nuclear missiles. All right, basically removing Yahweh Shai and putting Esau in Yahweh Shai place. All right, so I'm gonna show you who that instrument is. Let me get a precept. Stay in the book of Isaiah, better yet. Chapter 48. Let's see. (48 and 10). Behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction. Now that furnace, that fire, that's the nation, that's the affliction. So the Smith, all right, the refiner, the purifier, that's Yahweh Shai. All right, the coals, meaning the fire, all right, that's the affliction. All right, that's this captivity that we in. That's the nations, all right, that's set up to afflict you. All right, and that instrument, let's see. Let's see. This is Isaiah chapter 41 in verse 15, behold, I will make thee a new sharp thrashing instrument. All right, that's the smith making the elect, refining the elect, making them a new sharp thrashing instrument. All right, that's him being the smith, man. All right, not no Edomite scientist, man. All right, not no Edomite scientist, man. That's a private interpretation. So it says, 41 and 15, Isaiah, behold, I will make thee a new sharp thrashing instrument having teeth, and thou shalt thrash the mountains, meaning the governments, the nations, and beat them small, and shall make the hills as chaff. All right, so that's the instrument that's referred to, man. So now let's read Isaiah 54 without any private interpretations, man. It says, behold, I have created the smith, and the eye is referring to Yahweh, because when you read up in the verse, I believe verse 5, it says, for thy maker is thy husband, the Lord, Yahweh, in all caps. Of hosts is his name. All right? So it says, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel, thy power of the whole earth shall he be called. All right? So that's who's it referring to when it says the I, meaning the Lord Yahweh have created the smith, Yahweh Shai, that bloweth the coals in the fire. All right? The coals, the fire is the affliction, the nations. And bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And that instrument we read about in chapter 41. All right? The elect. And I have created the waster to destroy. All right? And that's the understanding of Isaiah 54, man. It's not referring to nuclear missiles, man. That's a hoax, man. All right? That's a hoax. And basically that's the point, man. I'm going to get on up out of here. I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Peace to the hopeful elect. And shalom.